it going, guys? We are back with another video here, and there's some important info in this video that maybe you don't know about. You guys leave a like, subscribe if you have not already. Let's hop into the video right now. So there's a lot of things that I feel like they haven't really said publicly, EA, about how certain cards work and, you know, certain things that are in the game, you know, what they mean. So basically, guys, I'm going to tell you something that's very important to know. So essentially, you go over to the icon section, guys. For example, if you see that blue check mark on a card, that does mean that these cards will not unlock any new tiers the rest of the year. So for example, Scott Gomez, 82, 83, that's his final tier. This Scott Gomez card will not go past 83 overall for the entire year. That blue check mark means that they have not put that anywhere in the game, you know, explaining that's what it is, but that is something that you probably maybe don't know. It's not, you know, it doesn't say anything. You don't know what the blue check mark could mean. It doesn't explain it, but yeah, that is something that's very important to know. Yeah, they cannot get upgraded. So essentially, if you want to get a Scott Gomez card higher than 83, gotta hope that EA releases one, you know, a card higher than 83 overall, and that goes for, you know, all these cards here. Sergei Gonchar, you know, Howard Chuck, the same idea, and that also goes, you know, on all these other cards, for example, right? So if you look at the Titans card, well, it doesn't show. See, it's funny. It doesn't show it there, right? Well, it's not a power-up card. I guess that makes sense. But for example, Supernatural, guys. So say you have, you know, Chara. It doesn't go past that, guys. It will not go past the 85 overall. It has the blue check mark. Chara will never go past 85 overall. So keep that in mind. But let's move on to the next thing that maybe you don't know about. When it comes to the hologram icons, in years past, if you guys do recall, every first of every new month, they would unlock a new tier, all, you know, power-up icon cards. So obviously, you know, they have the blue check mark. So yeah, of course those cards aren't going to go up. But how do these cards upgrade, you might be wondering? Well, Wayne Gretzky, right now at 86 overall, the new month hit, and it didn't get a new tier. So people probably right away were like, you know, what's going on? When are these cards going to upgrade? Well, guys, I mean, it's not something you want to hear probably, but these cards will not upgrade unless they get a new card into HUD. So, for example, until EA releases an 87 or higher card of Wayne Gretzky, he's going to be 86 overall. And the real question is, you know, when's that going to happen? You know, when is Gretzky going to get a card? You know, when is Gordie Howe going to get a card? You know, unless it's like a whole icon event. But then that kind of hurts the value of these hologram cards, you know, how much they cost to make, right? That's the other thing you have to kind of worry about. Yes, I understand these cards are still going to be significantly better than the other cards that, you know, get released for these guys. You know, particularly because they have free AP. If you guys didn't know that, it's 0 ability points. So you literally can activate these abilities for free. So that is obviously why these cards will always be, you know, better in theory than, you know, the say like a future, you know, MSP or event card of these guys. But I just really don't think that's a great idea. I really feel like, because that just makes it so much more RNG, right? So like, what I'm trying to say here is, think about it, guys. Say you make Alfredson, for example, right? So he goes up to an 86 right now. What if Alfredson legit does not go past 86 until like January, and every other card does, for example? You never know. Like, it's possible. It just depends on what they want to release when it comes to the cards. I just think that's a bad idea, personally. I don't think that's the right idea. I feel like they definitely should just probably do the monthly +1. That's not crazy. If Gretzky and Lemieux right now were 87, is that crazy? If they're 88 in December, is that crazy? 89 in January, is that crazy? No, it's not. So, don't really understand that, and it just makes it kind of less valuable a little bit, these cards, because you just don't know when they're going to upgrade and who's going to upgrade, right? I mean, what if, like, Bobby Orr, you know, Scott Niedermayer, what if these cards just, like, are kind of falling behind the other hologram cards, and you're like, oh, wow, I wish I made Lidstrom instead of Niedermayer because Lidstrom's 4 overalls higher. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that makes it not as, I guess, you're scared to make these cards because you just don't really know what one's going to be the best in terms of, like, you know, the value of when they're going to upgrade. So that's something I kind of fear and worry about, and I don't really think it's a good idea that the way they changed it, at least to me. Another thing, guys, is the daily hat trick cards here. So they actually received a new tier here on the 1st of the month. So these cards do appear to get monthly upgrades. So he's up to an 84 overall right now, guys. So it does appear that these daily hat trick cards will go up +1 every single month. So obviously Couture gets an 85 in December, 86 in January, 87 in February, 88 in March, 89 in April. That's really not good. 90 in May, 91 in June, 92 in July, 93 in August, and maybe it'll cap out at 94 in September. Unless they decide to unlock a couple tiers in 1 month, that's possible. Or maybe when the game, gets later on in the year, that's possible. But for the time being, I'm going to assume it's probably going to be a +1 every single month to these cards. So realistically, what's Weber looking like? Still, oh my goodness, that's still 82 speed for 84 Weber. That's tough. That is definitely tough. I mean, I get he's 6'4", 230, but that's a tough one. I'm not going to lie. But who did you guys choose for the daily hat trick cards? I'm curious, actually. But that's another thing that maybe you guys don't know about. Another thing, guys, the XP cards here. So if you guys did not know, if you fully max out an XP card, you can refund all of the tokens and choose to put those tokens all onto another card if you want. So for example, if you really don't want to use Drysdale anymore, maxed out, guess what? You can refund all his tokens and make an 85 out of any of the cards here. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you lose tokens. You always get all of them back that you put in, so you could choose to use it on any of the cards you'd like to. So that's a positive, I would say, in the end. But yeah, for me, definitely that's something you guys maybe don't know. Other thing, guys, before I head out, basically anything that has a timer is going to go away and not come back. If something doesn't have a timer, that typically means it will stay for the entire year. All right, so for example, you see X Factor sets, Icon sets, they have no timer. So people are probably wondering, oh, when Series 2 X Factors come out, is McDavid not going to be possible to be made? No, he'll be still possible to be made as there's no timer. So you'll have the entire year to get X Factor McDavid. And also one last thing about, X Factor McDavid and the X Factor captains, I would assume, more than likely, that they will be working the same way as the hologram cards, where they will need to get a card, an event card, a game breaker card. That is the only way that these cards will upgrade. They will not be upgrading monthly or anything like that. And really unfortunate for McDavid, he's hurt right now as well, so he will not be getting any upgrades for a bit here, which is also a little bit unfortunate. But you also have to keep in mind that, like I said, timers, these cards, you'll never be able to make them again, which is, again, I don't like that. Personally, I don't. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I don't like the fact that you can't make MSPs later on in the year. So, like, for me, if I want to make a theme team, if I don't make Subban today, this month or whatever, this week, GG's. I'm not going to be able to get this card, later on in the year. I mean, because it won't be on the auction house, I'm sure, either. So, yeah, I kind of don't like that. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I feel like that's kind of an L, unfortunately. But anything that doesn't have a timer, that will stay the whole year. Anything that does have a timer, well, it'll be going away forever. So, any other questions, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hope this video kind of gave you guys some extra, I guess, knowledge on HUT and what to expect. Guys, leave a like, subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitch, Henreek. I'm live there every single day. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you get 3 E's. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.